Sixth grade lesson 2.5 is modeling fraction division. Both lesson 2.5 and 2.6 are going to give you pieces that help you in lesson 2.7, which is the actual division of fractions. And you'll learn in lesson 2.7 that when you divide fractions, you'll learn the steps that work best for you on how to divide fractions. And it is a pretty simple process once you get the hang of it. But this one, 2.5, might feel like a little bit of wrestling with your brain because it's trying to help your brain understand what's happening with division with fractions. And it's complex because fractions are a division problem in itself. So it's like a division problem divided by a division problem. So it takes a little bit for our brains to wrestle around what's going on, but it is important that we envision it, or at least get a taste for a little bit of what's happening. So going out of this lesson not being perfect at the modeling part is okay, but try as much as possible to get your brain to mesh together at least kind of what's going on as we divide with fractions. So let's look at our first one. So sometimes it helps just to read what it's asking us and kind of translate it into English. So this is 2/3 of a whole, so not a whole thing. It's a whole number that's split into 3 equal pieces, and it's only 2 of those 3 equal pieces. Or a whole pizza that's cut into 3 equal pieces, and you've got 2 pieces sitting there. And it's being divided into 4. That means that of those 2 pieces of pizza that are sitting there, that are left, 4 people are going to share it. So let's look at what that looks like modeled. In the lesson on page 69, they used a bar as the model. I'll go ahead and use that, but I'm also going to use a pizza because for some reason food seems to sink in better for me. All right, so here I have one whole. I went ahead and put the one whole there so that I can mark out what 2/3 looks like. Also, I put one whole pizza. Okay, so here's one whole. And if I divide it into 3 equal pieces, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, this is saying that I have 2 of those pieces. So I have 1, 2 of those 3, or 1, 2 of those 3 with pepperoni because that's my favorite. So I'm starting with 2/3. What this is saying is I'm dividing it into 4 equal pieces. We've got 4 people who want to share that, and we want to be fair about it. Everybody gets the same amount. So let's divide that up to see how that looks if out of this amount of the candy bar that's left, or this amount of the pizza that's left here, what portion of the pizza or the candy bar is one of each of those 4 people gonna get is the question we would be actually asking ourselves. So if we split those into 4 equal pieces, and I really do have to kind of compare that to what the whole amount was because I need to know what my new denominator is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the whole, even though some of it's missing. Same over here. Let's split that just so you can see. 4 people are sharing what's left, but we do want to find out of the whole how much is that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've recut into 6 equal pieces, the whole thing. And those 4 people, each person is getting 1 of those 6. 1 of those 6 pieces that would have been in the original. So 2/3 divided by 4 equals 1/6. Everybody is getting 1/6 of that pizza. Okay, now we have a fraction divided by a fraction, 3/4 divided by 1/8. And so let's start with the 3/4 amount compared to a whole candy bar or a whole pizza. Let's mark out what 3/4 of that is. So it's cut into 4 equal pieces, but only 3 are left because somebody ate part of it. I'm not going to accuse anybody, but somebody ate it. All right, so let's cut it into 4 equal pieces. Here we go. That's 2 equal pieces. There's 4 equal pieces. And we're talking about only 3 of those being left. So let's go ahead and mark that underneath. That's how much we are starting with. Let's do the same on the pizza. But only 3 of those are left. Put some pepperonis on there. Yummy. Okay. So now, and I'm going to carry these down just to have that there. Okay, so now we're asking ourselves, how many 1/8 pieces is that? How many 1/8 pieces would that be? So I'm going to go back to my whole amount, and I'm going to cut it into 8 equal pieces. I'll use blue. So now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to carry that down. On my pizza, same thing. I'm cutting it into 8 equal pieces instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and not even the big non-existent piece that somebody ate already. We cut that into that 8th piece. So the whole thing would be 8, right? That's my denominator that I'm cutting up. How many 1/8 pieces does it make to make this guy? So now that I have this all out of the 3/4, how many 1/8 pieces is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/8 pieces will make the 3/4. That's what that question asks. Same here. Of the pizza that's left, oops, that's not my pointer. Of the pizza that's left, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/8 pieces. All right, let's look at one more like that because that one did kind of make sense. Let's see if we can make a little more sense of it. This is 3/4 to start with. So I have my whole candy bar or my whole pizza. I'm going to cut it into 4 equal pieces. Oh, pretend that's equal. That's terrible. Hold on. Okay, that's a little better. All right. And I have 3 of those 4 pieces still there. Somebody ate some of the other ones. So let me just color in my 3 of the 4 pieces. And I'm going to just kind of carry it down here so we can see what that really looks like by itself. 1, 2, 3 of the pizzas with pepperoni because that's my favorite. All right. And they want to know how many 1/2 size pieces that is. How many 1/2 size pieces that is? Well, that is, let's change to blue. 1/2 of the whole is here. 1/2 of the whole is here. And so I have 1 full amount of the half. So it's, well, let's do this. So how many whole candy bars, how many half candy bars am I looking at? Because we're looking at half. I get half, I get 1 full half, and then another half of a half. So your answer, I know it's funky, is 1.5 or 3 halves. Same here, how many halves of pizza are still there? 1 full, and then half of a half. So you end up with an answer of 1.5. I'm going to give you a peek at lesson 2.7 though. This lesson just wants you to see what's happening and what's going on. Little difficult for our brains to wrap around. Be patient with it though, it'll be okay. And then as we lead into lesson 2.7, it's going to teach us the steps for dividing that. So I'll teach you those steps and you'll find that, okay, the division of it is easy. Picturing what's happening is a little more challenging. That's what this lesson is about. So give it some thought process. Change the little bars that they're using into food. That helps me. I don't know why. But be patient with it. And if you just kind of understand it a little bit, but not entirely, you're okay. Because afterwards, we'll learn the steps to how to do it. This is just kind of giving your brain an understanding of what's happening. And that does help when you're dealing with some of the word problems and scenarios.